Hello and welcome to Tuesday Night Television. I'm your host, Pete Daddy Dollar. If that helps you, I'll go by the full wrestling name. I'm joined by the one, the only gasp. It's J-Man.
Hey, how's it going?
And joining us this evening are our guests from Grave Reviews, Allan and Chris. Welcome back to the program, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
What's happening? Glad to be back.
Very happy to be here. It's been way too long.
It really has, and I'm glad to have you guys back. God, I didn't even look and see what the last movie we reviewed together was. I'm trying. Was it? It was.
It's Vamp, yeah. What
Vamp? Yeah.
what a great time.
That's the scariest vampire in the universe. She's already not she's already creepy anyways. Making the vampire
No, not Vamp. Single word like that though. It's with the rock band that
Black Roses.
Was it the one with Alice Cooper?
Yeah, where Alice
Yep. Alice Cooper is in it.
Yep.
Wow.
I can't think of the name. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it. But we got FKHC 2005 Hail. Yep, over on the J-Man side there. Classic comics in the house.
Classic.
CB, it's because of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors I discovered Doc. And you know what? I would have never known who Iron Butterfly was without Nightmare on Elm Street because they played In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida in the one sequence. And I asked my mom, I'm like, what is this song? And I rewound the VHS. And she's like, that's Iron Butterfly. And she took me to Kmart and they happened to have the cassette.
Nice.
So I bought the cassette. The entire one side of it is In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, which I made her.
You know the whole story behind that, right?
No.
Okay, so when they recorded that In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, he's actually saying in the Garden of Eden.
Is that what it is?
Right, but they misunderstood what he was saying as In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, so they just kept it.
Oh my gosh!
Nice.
Yeah, so if you listen to it, you can actually hear "In the Garden of Eden, Mama," right? But it sounds like In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida because of the way he sings it. So
Right.
Now I'm going to hear that from now. I'm going to listen to that because I've made my kid listen to that because he listens to old rock with me and stuff like that too. So yeah,
Sweet.
That's funny. That's a cool story behind that song. Shameless plug, folks, before we get going into the review. We have a Patreon, and it is chocked full of absolute freaking gold if you are a fan of horror. We have a ton of commentaries over there on Wrestling with Horror's Patreon. That's patreon.com/Wrestling with Horror 420. Become a brain buster for $2 a month. And if you want one of these T-shirts, and they come with sleeves, I promise. Hang on, I'm bigging myself. I'm shameless plug for my merchandise. I sell my own T-shirts. I print them locally. I don't send away. There's no middleman. You get it. It comes shipped from me. And like I said, they all come with shirts. I got sizes small through 2X. $20. No charge for shipping. I handle that. That's on me if you want a shirt. So you hit me up anywhere on the socials and I can ship you one of my shirts, and we'll have new Midnight Vice ones coming very, very soon. So we are here this evening. The order of business is the 1987 slasher classic horror with the great Robert Englund, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Here we go. And one thing they do so well with these is, and I'm a really big proponent of this, as I think we all are, the score of the movie.
Yes.
And I'm a huge Friday the 13th guy, and Harry Manfredini is just so. The score for these has always been on par, and I don't know. I didn't look up the composer for this, but I love how eerie all the themes are in each, and how they just change and tweak. You know, kind of like the Friday the 13th, they'll tweak the theme, ergo the disco version, which is probably my personal favorite.
For 3, that was awesome.
I love that quote, that Edgar Allan quote.
Yes,
that's cool. Yeah,
that's such a great quote.
Legitimize this movie. This movie is not just another cheesy horror. It's legit. It's got quotes from.
No, this is a cheesy horror, but that's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Because this one is basically, if you really boil Dream Warriors down, you take part 1, part 3, and then Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and you've got the Heather Langenkamp trilogy, and those are pretty much 3 of my favorites right there.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Part 2 is such a departure from where the original was, and I mean all the gay conversation about the movie aside, because there is a lot of allegorical stuff in there for that. Which it's there, but it's still a good movie. But it plays with the rules of the universe that part 1 established, like immediately.
Yeah.
Dream Warriors to me, I always put it this way: Dream Warriors is to Nightmare on Elm Street series is what Halloween 4 is to the Halloween series.
Yes.
Right. It kind of disregards the movie in front of it and
brings it back.
It brings it back home. Even though, saying that, I love and have grown even more to love Halloween 3. But that's to me, it's always been that way, because I was like, Freddy 2 was okay, Nightmare 2 was okay, but Nightmare 3, oh man,
Yep.
Yeah.
Nightmare 3 is a gateway. I think I saw 3, 2, 1, I believe, when as renting these. I owned all these on VHS. I actually love part 2, but in any case, to me, I always thought of this as like Friday 4, so it's like Friday 13th 4, Nightmare 3. There's sort of those ones where you can just throw them in and everything came together.
Yep.
Like part 1 is part 1. Freddy's not in it that much. You're learning about it.
Right.
2 is a departure, as you said. 3 is okay. Now you've got guys that can fight them. You've got lots of dream sequences, lots of kills, lots of different characters. A great way to defeat them at the end by using the bones and giving them the burial. Friday 4, same thing. Final chapter where it's like he's finally got the mask the whole movie because he doesn't get it. You've got all the campers. You got someone who can fight him. You've got the kid who can outsmart him and trick him. So it's like everything comes together in those. So final chapter was literally the last one. That would be still an awesome 4 set of movies. If Nightmare 3 was the last, it would be an awesome trilogy of Nightmare movies. We got more, and I love part 4, but but anyway, I love part 4. I know.
Can I break the rules on our channel just a little bit?
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying that is because I just saw going up in our stream that we have a new subscriber. When we always do this when we have a new subscriber, we like to welcome them to the channel. You are a member of the Talking Dead simply by being in our channel tonight. And as we like to say, you are one of us.
Welcome.
Thank you and welcome. Thank you very much for coming in tonight. We appreciate it very, very much. Anyway, sorry about that.
He does better than I do. If you subscribe over here, I just play this. Comes with
Great opener.
Comes with a free subscription to my OnlyFans.
You have to pay to get out of it.
Yes. I hold you hostage.
That's the whole model behind it.
That's the dichotomy I've set up. No, this movie though, Dream Warriors, they jump right into it, and we get what I really like is we get the introduction of Kristen, which is Patricia Arquette, and I this is one of my I love this scene. I'm gonna play this. I would play this clip with her right here.
what a great scene.
Yeah. The way they introduce her, you know, she's building the house, the paper mache, or if you're George Costanza's girlfriend, papier mache.
Yeah.
Papier. But no, it's just like it's very tense, you know, with her, you know, because you're like, what is going on? You know, it's kind of like the Halloween, the close up of the pumpkin. And I really like that they're, you know, it's an homage, it's a nod somewhere along the lines of that, because they're like, well, we're gonna do this kind of like, you know, hey, remember when they did that? And then her going into the dream the first time and the encounter with Freddy is so wicked. And then the little girl, I love when she picks up the little girl. Put me down, you're hurting me. It's a fucking skeleton.
Yeah, that was very mean. She was hurting her so bad that she died. And
Please turn into a skeleton.
Give me a break.
Well, if you watch her running with it, the way she's bouncing around and stuff, I mean, can you blame the skeleton?
She smashed the kid. I just watched it. I've seen this 400 times, but I watched it again, and I'm playing it while we're talking. And she hit that kid. I'm like, you just smashed that kid's
kid's head right off the wall.
Yep.
You killed her.
And what kills me on this scene that you showed is the way that Kristen, Patricia Arquette, looks at her mom, looks at her, and the way she hits the floor, she hit the floor with purpose. She was taking a Aikido dive. I'm telling you right now.
She hit the floor like she was drinking at a Diddy party and Bill Cosby was serving drinks. I mean, it was down fast. Boom. Yeah, the John Madden camera over, whack, down she goes. But
this is like the transition movie, eh? Like it's right before it. It's got a lot of one-liners. It's pretty much serious, but you can tell that you can almost see in your head that the next one's going to be more fun and less horror. Hey, Sean, that's my co-host, Sean. How's it going, dude?
Hey, Sean.
What's up?
It's just right there, eh? Like it's like you get like they're getting into let's have each character have a thing, so then that could be the thing that kills them. He likes puppets; he'll become a puppet. She's a TV.
Right.
So it's like
the way that puppet scene
is awesome.
Oh,
it's very clever, right?
I saw this movie in the theater.
Oh, I didn't get to see
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I'm telling you, when he was, you know, puppeteering, you know, but no one could see the strings. I was just sitting there and I was like going, this is awesome.
Yeah, because the guy's doing it like so weird, right? Everything is edited well there too, because it's the woman looks down at the magazine or whatever as he's going by, and then you didn't see him, and like each little like he's like rigid, but like maybe he's sleepwalking because he's a bit, you know what I mean? He's a bit stiff. It's like hard to tell. But one of the things that's cool is that you have a character that believes the teens. That doesn't right. Like I like that they get Nancy, because now we've got someone who's on their side, and you're like, oh, how will this play out? Makes it different because I don't believe what you're saying, or you know what? This is a horror movie trope, right? They don't believe anything. Yeah. And now we've got someone who we know, the audience knows and trusts, and the characters within the film can know and trust. And I think that's kind of a cool.
I agree. I agree.
Speaking of the Philip scene, I wanted to get, because you know I was on the ball tonight, J-Man, and I clipped that one too, because this is probably one of the best death scenes in the movie. It really is. So let me play this. the sound effects when he was walking around, that
Whoosh, whoosh.
that shit freaked me out as a kid almost as much as the veins or like the blood, whatever, the tendons Freddy was using to make him walk around.
The effects on this movie were even now looking back on it, as cheesy as the movie is, the special effects were so well done, and it's like you said leading in, Pete, the score and the audio on it is just so well done, so well done.
It's very well done. What up, Gap? Good to see you,
Hey,
man.
Gap.
Even
How you
I'll
doing,
let
Gap?
Gap will still allow you in the chat even after that killer condom recommendation. You basically had us watching gay porn Friday night.
But I warned you.
You open a Gap
We've got
link.
the private messages. I warned you on that one before I gave it to you.
Opening Gap links. You take it. That's what happens, man.
Yep.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Yep. I said, I'm not even putting this on Patreon. I was like, I'll never expose anybody to that. We were literally, the live stream and stuff. We were just sitting there like, oh, because I had it on my monitor over here. And Fisk is like, am I the only one still paying attention? I'm like, I'm just trying to look away during certain scenes, and it's bad because I have to read the words too.
Well, I saw that in the theater, and I'd warned you because you said, "Oh, do you know?" I was like, "Sure, I could give it to you," but like it's like because I kind of fast forwarded a little bit through. I was like, I haven't watched this in a while. I'm like, maybe I better warn Pete. This is going to be a bit of because sometimes he'll show his son. So me and my son are going to watch it together. Then not this one.
Yeah, not that one.
We had a similar experience with the movie. Chris and I had seen the previews. I can't remember if I sent it to him or he to I. It doesn't really matter at this point. But it was called Killer Couch, and we were going to do it. We were going to do it for the show.
Mm-hmm.
And we love some schlock.
Yeah.
We love some schlock. That movie was so bad. I looked at him and said, there is no way. There is no way.
It's funny you mentioned that because here's our watch party schedule. And if you'll look at October 2nd, Killer Sofa's on there. And I'm reconsidering that now.
The way we hang on in that movie to her sitting in the sofa and what the sofa is apparently doing to her, I mean, that was a big chunk of that movie.
Yeah. and the one scene that we loved, both of us loved it. Someone's down on the ground. It's not even a sofa, it's a love seat, right? Or not a love seat, but a recliner. Someone's down on the street looking up like this, and you see the sofa's back lean up, so the eyes are like the buttons on her, the eyes. And we were both like, this is awesome. And then we watched it.
You should have just stayed with the trailer, is what you were saying.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yeah. Absolutely.
It's all a good hype.
Much better. No, I'm like, now I'm reconsidering that. God, wait, Crimes for Kibble. Good to see you. Love me some
Snake Freddy was really cool.
Ask and thou shalt receive, because I can provide thou with some Snake Freddies. Nice. I'm a man of the people.
Phallic Freddy going on,
right? And I think this Patricia Arquette got injured in this scene. And I say this from somebody who takes a lot of back bumps. This is a hell of a fucking back bump during this scene. Wow. That I love that. I love that scene because that's where she pulls Nancy into the dream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this powers are introduced. I like that too.
Yep. Right. When I was a kid, we raised pigs up here in Pennsylvania, and the old timers, you let the heads chill, and you make cheese and sausage and whatnot. But when I was a little kid, we'd come up here like a couple times a year, and we'd come up during slaughtering season for my dad to help. And we'd have to go to bed, and we'd leave the living room into the chilled hallway where these three heads would sit and go to bed. I think we first came up here when I was like 2 weeks old. So I was always here for Pig Day. And this movie was one of those ones that it freaked me out. That whole scene just freaked me out. The pig on the table. And
Okay, so those of you who don't know, I like to dig into how they did some of the special effects and things like that. That the pig on the table,
Yeah.
they ran out of money, so they had
Yeah, a couple
they went to a butcher and bought a real pig and set it outside for like 3 weeks,
Mm.
and then put it on the table. And one of the FX artists had to get underneath that thing and shove their hand in there to work
Must
them
smell
out.
like must smell awful.
No.
Uh,
And am I the only one in this room that saw Snake Freddy and said, "Oh, big gorging penis"?
That's
yeah, definitely a phallic Freddy. I mean,
Yep.
that's
Phallic
it's a,
Freddy. I
There's-
love that.
there's a lot of phallic Freddy through this series, and the pig. Yeah, I've got the pig clip too. Because this was a jump scare that got me.
Yeah, if you're squeamish, then go ahead.
Ugh.
yeah, got me, dude. Because I know what they look like when they sit there on the table, and then I'd have to go run to bed to get under the electric covers because it's this old house, and that's the cooler room. And oh man, actually, again, this is the golden era of '80s horror. I mean,
Yes.
they're coming at you. Freddy coming back in this way was it was a spice to keep that original slasher going with the gloves. I mean, and giving Freddy one-liners through this entire movie. I mean, I have a lot of them just sitting around that, like I say that once in a while. You know, like it's made it into my everyday sometimes, depending on it. But yeah, seeing him back as this giant snake worm eating poor Kristen.
Right.
And also, I had a thing for Nancy showing back up. She's got the rogue streak in her
Yeah,
hair.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, it
Good
was
call.
just
Good call.
Yeah.
It
We
was
don't
nice
get too many like set characters that come back in these, right? Tommy Jarvis, like there's not too many that maybe you get 1 or 2 movies out of people, but having her come back and being so strong and being like, okay, now I'm gonna, and they conclude, well, they talk about part 1 because part 1 is very ambiguous at the end. You're like, what the hell happened?
Right.
And they basically say, okay, she died, and Saxon, you can't kill John Saxon, come on. But well, you can in this movie, but not. So he stayed, and it's actually shocking that she does die. Really, you thought, is she just going to be the final girl again? And really not.
No.
Like I almost forget every time I watch it. Like even though I've seen it so many times, like, oh yeah, shit, she dies. That sucks.
And
It's the first time where I thought, you know what, that actually sucks because I liked her. Right? Not too many of these characters that you like.
Yep.
sorry to interrupt, but Patricia Arquette sold that scene.
Oh
she
yeah,
sold her. I mean, she
that was great.
sold that so well.
Mhm.
And Jennifer Rubin, I thought she was great in this movie as well.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
That was the one that got me because I had a huge crush on her. And yeah, I don't know, just her with the leather and the mohawk. I was like,
yeah, she became metal.
I
Yeah,
think she was in 976 Evil with Robert directing.
Yes.
Actually,
976 Evil, and one of my other favorites that's not a good movie, but it's a nightmare knockoff, Bad Dreams.
yeah.
With
Right.
what's his name? The main actor in that. He was kind of an odd duck too. He played the leader of the cult.
That's another movie that we reviewed with you.
Yeah, Bad
Oh, there you
Dreams.
go.
Yep. Like I like that movie. It's not as good, but I was like, man, it's like Jennifer Rubin.
So here's my question for you. How many of you guys see Jennifer Rubin and think to yourself, God, what's her name? Smolders, whatever her name is. They could be sisters.
Oh, Kobe, yeah, from
From How I Met Your Mother
okay.
and the Avengers.
Maria Hill and
Yeah.
They look like they could be like almost twin sisters. I mean, there's so much
Right.
similarity between them.
Yeah. Jesus.
Well, the thing with Jennifer Rubin. I love this movie. I don't know if we're scoring these. I mean, whatever. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. So there's my spoiler score. But I'm always slightly. I wish they could have done more. Like they could have fought him a bit better. You know what I mean? Like and like I'm a D&D guy playing since Redbox, and I was like, oh buddy, what are you doing to me? You went down to, what are you running towards the guy for? Keep nailing him.
Right.
And I was like, no.
They opened it right up for it too, where it was like, okay, game's on, homebrew, 5e. We've got the wizard, we've got the warrior.
20,
we've got
keep rolling the
shaman.
criticals, right?
Oh, I will say that when Freddy's glove turned into the needles, right?
Yeah. They're like talking.
And okay, so if my wife is listening right now, do this for a second.
Earmuffs.
The gaping holes in her arms where they started to make that suction. I was like, oh my God. It was so bad. But I thought, you know what? While I would have loved for her to have been able to fight more with him, because she's beautiful and she's a badass, according to her own words. Her death was like, it was hurtful to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, get high.
It's too realistic, I think. Like, you're not going to get turned into a puppet, right? You're not going to get, wizard powers. But I think that one, because it is a realistic thing, it makes it a little bit harder.
Especially in the time frame. And
yeah, like you're not going to get turned into a puppet and then walk off the cliff or whatever, right? So it's not as cool.
Which going back to that,
awesome.
Let's position that right and have all the kids at the one. Let's talk about this psychiatric hospital just for a minute.
Weston Hills.
The kids going up. Everybody knows he's now on the roof. Let's let all the traumatized children watch him jump.
Yeah.
The poor girl makes her big break in prime time. Puts her head through the TV. The scorch mark is still on the wall later on. So. These kids came traumatized, are leaving even more traumatized just by the care. Forget about Freddy.
And the TV scene gave us, in my opinion, the best Freddy line ever, right? And it was ad-libbed. The welcome to primetime, bitch. I was like, that's. Ask anyone. Oh, give me a line that Freddy says. Welcome to primetime, bitch.
Who commits suicide by smashing their head into an elevated television? Like,
elevated.
That was a weird one. Like, they should have been like, something's up here. Like,
she ran.
She ran and
jumped.
Like, you can't. There's no way your head's going through that.
You would bounce off that thing. Here, let me play. I'll play the scene right here.
This is it, Jennifer. Your big break in TV. Welcome to prime time, bitch.
At least it wasn't a 4K. At least it wasn't a 65-inch 4K. So
we haven't mentioned Larry Fishburne.
I was going to say, let's just go back to when it was Larry Fishburne.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wasn't this about the same time he was the cowboy in Pee-wee's Playhouse?
I think so. I think it's Cowboy Curtis.
Cowboy Curtis.
Exactly.
Cowboy Curtis. Oh my God. But you get all these kids. We introduced the Hypnosil in this too, because
cool.
The doctor, Neil, finds the bottle of it when Heather Langenkamp's Nancy drops her purse.
Right.
And he sees that, and they focus. So it's going to be important, and it'll come back into play. I mean, they use it in Freddy vs. Jason. What up, Draven? To sedate Jason in that. But because Nancy's on it, and then they use it to experiment on the kids to get them when they do the hypnosis experiment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Get an overnight shipping of some crazy experimental drug.
Right.
That you
does give it a time limit, though. Because now you're like, oh, all this has got to go down before they get that, right?
Dr. Thompson's going, can't we give them this? and old Neil's like, oh no, that wasn't Neil. The main director was like, no, we can't give them that. Blah, blah,
yep.
blah. Yeah, why give them something that's actually going to save them?
You've got night terrors, so get to bed.
Right.
And do you want me to put you in a padded room where there's nothing around you and it's just you and your imagination? Because I'll do it.
that'll help.
Yeah,
I do like that they do have moderate. Like they've got Nancy who's fully on their side. You've got the doctor who's willing to listen to Nancy, even though it's supernatural. But
And that's
he's also
just
seeing the nun.
thoughts for Nancy.
And then you've got, well, whatever the reason. And then you've got the lady who's like the Nurse Cratchit or whatever, who's like really like, no, F this or whatever. But she's being, I found everybody very reasonable. Like, remember, like there isn't anyone who's unreasonable. There's no bully characters. There's no assholes. Like even Kincaid, who is the most unreasonable of the teens, is not that unreasonable considering what he's gone through. So it's actually pretty cool to have such unique characters that do have at least some character trait, because now I've seen movies where they have 4 or 5 cast members and none of the characters are discernible. So at least in this movie, even though it's just the one thing, like, okay, he's the D&D guy. Okay, he's the guy who can't speak, so he's going to get his voice, right? We've seen other movies. So like, at least they gave them some character trait to work with. And that's why the characters, at least you remember the deaths, because the deaths coincide with what their thing is. So it's like locked into your
believable. And when you have the director come in saying, we've got 2 suicides and this going on, like it's all in that part. Like, of course we're going to fire people, I mean, it's the 80s and we lock these people, but we still got to take some sort of accountability for the fact that, this is happening. So you're right. It does. It plays out as everything makes sense coming through the movies, even as crazy as some things get. It does fall into that category of, I think that's why, being a child of the 80s, that it hits as far as being scary is because of the realism behind it. Of course, it's the dreams thing, man. Something attacking you in your dreams is supposed to be the only personal thing you have.
It's so genius. And you have to go to sleep. You eventually will. Like Jason, okay, don't go to Crystal Lake, don't go to Haddonfield. Right. Don't open the box. I don't know, like whatever, right?
Don't put them in a rocket ship and go to space.
Sure.
But cryogenically frozen for a reason.
I cannot. I have to do this if we're going to be making fun of Jason. I cannot. I love it. It's a masterpiece. But anyways, no, you're right though. Like it's like that makes it cool.
Yeah.
For his eyes.
That's great. That is a great line. That is a great line. I'm going to tell you this, guys. I have just because of our channel, at one point in time, I actually had a chance to talk one-on-one with Ken Sagos. And you want to talk about a super down-to-earth, nice guy. Just which is the Roland Kincaid. He is just one of those people, man. He's just one of those people, just so down to earth. I was trying to help him at one point in time with a fundraiser that they were doing, and unfortunately my schedule and his schedule didn't align. But yeah, I just have nothing but good things to say about him. Really super nice.
And he survived. He didn't survive the next one, but he survived. And his stupid dog Jason brought Freddy back in this next one. But anyways, he was a cool character because he actually had a lot of courage because he was willing to fight with Freddy as well. And I like that it was just strength. Like he just like, okay, he doesn't change his look. Like, okay, so like the nerdy guy becomes a fantasy character. Right. What's her name becomes, I'm cool, I'm badass and beautiful. So her appearance really changes. He doesn't really change. He has confidence in himself. He's like, I know I'm good. I'm just going to make myself a bit stronger versus change like who I am. Like, he did have the cool, he had kind of like a cooler shirt.
I was going to say, he picked up suspenders too.
Yeah, he got the suspenders.
Right. One of his superpowers was suspenders.
But he could wear that outside in the real world if he was able to go out into the real world versus the wizard obviously cannot be a wizard and cannot, like the other characters can't be the actual thing that they are.
Except for the gymnast.
Yeah, Patricia, Kristen stays as her. But I think she had the power, so she had the most like
she could bring everybody together.
Yep.
Yeah,
she was the key to this whole thing is that she was able to just also terrible doctor that hypnotizes a group of children and himself at the same time.
What he was going for there? Maybe
the doctor walks in, everybody's just like drool coming out. What's going on? He's like,
I think he just got accidentally hypnotized. I don't know if maybe he wasn't trying. I don't know what was going on. I don't think he was trying to, or he was just like, oh, screw it. We're all going to go together in this
follow
dream.
The pin. You need to follow the pin.
Well, the experiment was they had to work together. So he didn't believe it was going to really happen. That's the other thing. He's like, I'm just going along with this to humor Heather or Nancy.
Right.
Yeah. And you get where'd Joey go? Oh, he's well, here's where Joey was.
Oh my God.
Yep. I had to creatively edit out a lot of
I was gonna say, how's that gonna play?
Yeah, here we go.
But I know you won't say anything, will you? I'm Sydney.
What's wrong, Joey? Feeling tongue-tied?
Yeah.
First example of catfishing or whatever. Wait a minute. You look completely different.
You just kissed Freddy.
That scene when I was like 8 years old had me just.
This is the reason why we give it an extra half a star. We got boobies.
Yeah.
Death by snoo.
That woman was so hot. Like, holy shit. Like, I vividly remember rewinding that and pausing it. Like, it was just insane. It's like, oh my God. You look at her now and you're like, yeah, she's this. Some of them you look at her and be like, you look back and you're like, yeah, okay, she was hotter then. Now it's like, no, this one's just still freaking
She's still
gorgeous.
smoking.
She's still smoking.
That's no nurse. That's not at this mental.
Like in my notes, it's one of those where it says like death by snoo because she's like, come on, big boy. And then you have, I'm a wizard. I can bend a chair. I can do a flip. And then we're back to, hey, we got boobies.
Yeah. So this scene when they were filming it, they actually for the last part where you saw hell below him, they actually had the bed up, standing up on like this, so he was suspended this way. Well, it took so long to film the scene with his arms up, he wound up passing out.
Oh my gosh!
Basically crucified him.
Essentially, they crucified him.
Well, that scene will live forever, so he has to just accept that as.
I think that every VHS tape that you rented from Blockbuster had a little slag right there in that one spot.
Oh, absolutely. It was that scene ushered a lot of young men into puberty. Let's not mince words there. Jesus. Yeah, but no, you had, it was so creative too with the tongue shooting. Like Freddy's just spitting out tongues.
Yeah. Well, his thing is no voice, so it's like everything is. They put a lot of thought, and I know. I think at that time you just said, "Oh, it's another nightmare." Oh, cool. But like watching them now in comparison to not just horror but anything, the creativity. Oh, Deathstalker. Oh, I just got those on 4K, the first two, nice. And I've got the other ones on VHS. And I'm going to be at the Deathstalker premiere VIP Toronto on October 9th. So I will let everybody know about that. Nice. I'm going to meet the director, all the guys. I backed it on Kickstarter, got the VIP package.
Hell yeah.
So, very cool.
I'm very excited. I love Deathstalker. Anyways.
I would have loved to have seen the film that wound up on the cutting room floor, because they actually put her in Freddy makeup. So that when, like they were kissing or whatever, that when she peeled up, you saw, Freddy with boobs, basically.
Right.
But they wound up cutting that out.
I wonder why. Just too weird.
Exactly. For the time frame, they felt it was a little too. It was just too much.
Yeah.
That's
sucking arm holes were fine, but that was too much.
At this point, we'd already gotten, the sleepaway camp. I mean, how bad is it to have Freddy with tits? I mean, let's face it. They had Angela. I mean, come on.
They could have became the souls of the children. They could have been the souls of the children or something. That would have been. Oh.
Dear God,
those are killer titties.
Yeah,
they got. So I'm watching this while we're talking. And the nun. This is cool too. again, more backstory.
Yeah,
I didn't want to bring out every Freddy thing I have, but I do have a VHS of Freddy's Nightmares episode 1, which is Springwood Slasher, where it shows. I have no way of watching this, but I did convert this myself to a DVD, so I'm gonna see if I can get it from the DVD into a digital file to share. But I'm sure it's downloadable somewhere. But that, like, this is the prequel. Like, the first episode is the prequel to part 1, and that's when I think they talk about more. And this really, like, brought the story out more, because the first one's nothing. It's just like, oh, he's a child killer, then that, and then that's
he's a child killer, and they all took revenge on him. And this puts it back to he was a bastard. Or what was it? A bastard son of 100 maniacs. I mean,
that's cool.
And then to find out later that this nun going around, who supposedly died, disappeared, whatever, that's her. That's the ghost of Amanda. Freddy's mom out there trying to control him.
Cool.
Yeah, yep. I thought that was kind of a neat touch, because it was like, it opened up to more supernatural, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Freddy's supernatural as it is. I mean, let's face it, he's in your dreams. But the fact that now you're seeing that there are other spirits out there, I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, and because of that, you can now enter more things. Like, you can have other supernatural forces. Like, it opens it up a little bit more. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Is everyone likely the best? Oh, God.
It's close. It really is.
My favorite.
I don't know that it's the best, but I do know it's my favorite.
I think I agree with that. It's 1 and 3, and then 1 is the best because it's part 1.
Yeah.
And then part 3 is my favorite because it has all this cool stuff.
I would have to go with 1 being the best, only because that the unique thing of he can get you in your dreams. That it was just it set the tone of, you're not safe anywhere. I mean, again, we talked about where you can stay away from Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. And, well, just because you might be linked to some kid that lived in another town and his parents did something crazy to get you. And all these kids running through the hospital going, "Death dies tonight," over and over and over and over again, won't kill Freddy.
Oh, wait. You
I'm gonna.
Evil dies tonight.
You should have told me that. I would have worn my Halloween Kills shirt to troll everybody. I love that movie. I absolutely loved that. Okay. I'm gonna have to fight all you. We'll do a tag. You guys can tag up against me. I love it.
Will never change my mind on how horrible.
I hated that whole trilogy.
I will say I had fun.
Wait. The 2018 one, I will say this. In retrospect, the 2018 one is the best in that trilogy. The third one, we don't even have to acknowledge its existence.
Yeah, Christine.
The Corey Cunningham story. Yeah, it is Christine. Yeah.
With blue font. I'm like, is this going to be like Christine? Because why is it blue font? And literally I literally called that movie because I'm watching my parents like, why is it blue font? Is this like Christine or something? I said it just casually. I'm like, oh my God, it is Christine. I called the movie while watching it.
It was
but 2018 is just a remake of.
Yep. I like C4 is my Halloween 4 is my personal. I don't think it's the best in the franchise. Don't get me wrong, but it's my personal favorite because that's the first Halloween movie I saw. I still have the VHS that my mom recorded off Viewer's Choice pay-per-view because we had the black box for our satellite, and that's how I used to see everything right when it dropped on pay-per-view for free. And I used to watch that in the morning because we had a van we got with the VCR and the TV in it, and I used to watch Halloween 4 on the way to school. I'm obsessed with that fucking movie.
So you guys know are painfully aware of Chris and my opinion of Halloween 1 and 2, right?
Right.
It is the same movie.
Oh,
it's one from beginning to end. It's the same movie. I don't care what anyone says about, they shouldn't have made Jamie the related and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, whatever. That to me is the best Halloween movie, 1 and 2 together.
Yeah, like the original 1 and 2. Yeah. I agree. I usually just watch them into each other. I have no problem with just continuing them as a solid.
I loved 2 so much as a
I
I
love
watched it well earlier in life than I should have, and God, I love that movie.
It's Michael Myers is brutal in that.
Yes.
Dick
Yeah.
Warlock was phenomenal. The way he moved, in that was I did a whole video on Halloween 4, which there's a Halloween franchise playlist on my channel. I've done every Halloween movie except the one I tried doing today. Guys, I haven't produced a long form video in almost a year. A true, like, one of my reviews. I have not had time. And I'm going to do Halloween Resurrection. That's the last one I have to do in the franchise. Oh God, that movie.
It's not that bad.
It's not that. It's fun, but Jesus. Compared, like, last year, I got to do Halloween. I got to do Halloween 2 and 3 last year. 2 of the Halloween 3 is fucking awesome.
For sure. Tom Atkins.
Goddamn, that's a yeah. Tom.
I'm meeting him in October.
I'm
He's
so
out
jealous.
there.
I'm such a Tom Atkins fan.
No.
I've got a Night of the Creeps hoodie with his picture on it, and it says "Thrill Me" down one of the sleeves.
Oh my God,
Like,
that is awesome.
I'm probably gonna get "Thrill Me" tattooed somewhere on me because I'm going to get it. I'm going to
That's
get my.
awesome.
I am. I'm probably gonna get it somewhere. It's gonna be. I might get Tom Atkins tattooed on me. Who knows? Get his character from fucking Halloween 3 or Night of the Creeps saying "Thrill Me."
Good news, your dates are here. Bad news is they're dead.
They're dead.
They're dead. Oh, what a great movie.
I got to see that with Life Force is awesome.
I have a Blu-ray of Life Force.
Yeah, that's an awesome movie.
Yeah. What up, Just Joe? I Halloween 5, I watched it so many times, but
Me too.
I didn't like it because I hated the Tina character so much. And Rachel, Ellie Cornell's character, Rachel Carruthers, is probably, if not equal to, Jamie Lee Curtis as a final girl. In if you compare 4 and 1, I think Ellie Cornell, her character Rachel, was a little more resourceful than Jamie Lee. I'm not saying overall, she's a better scream queen. I'm saying in terms of, like, if you look at them, the way they match up and the way they dealt with Michael individually in those movies. They did her dirty though, man. In part 5, I was like, she came back.
No,
you know, one thing that we love about coming on this show with you,
the side quests we go on in the middle of a review.
The fact that you're just like us. You're rails. Right, there are no rails to come off.
It's like the Empire and the Death Star, buddy. There's no rails.
we always say our rails are just painted in loose dirt.
We've kicked the sand out of the way.
Yeah,
but no, it's like the Halloween, the Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Hellraiser, if you will. Even though I still maintain there's only 2 great entries into that and one decent one, and the rest are just a bunch of sci-fi movies that they're like, we need to keep the rights, let's put Pinhead into this.
Look, a Cenobite.
I still like some of there's one that I liked that was like, maybe it was called Judgment, where they ate the guy's confession or something. That was cool.
I don't think I've seen that one.
And then what's her name? There's like angels in it. They had the angels show up at the end or whatever. Was that Judgment? I own them all. There's like 11 or 12 of them.
Yeah.
I thought that was neat. They're eating the guy's confession. That was weird.
Yeah, hot take. I like the Hulu version. I liked Doug Bradley with boobs, man.
I also like that.
I thought it was a great move to keep that whole androgynous kind of thing, because that's what it is. It's pleasure,
Yes.
So Pinhead could do.
That was cool.
That's one thing that I said when they're like, everybody's like, oh, Pinhead's not I'm like, well, tell me you don't know anything about the Hellbound Heart without telling me you don't know anything, because the original Hell Priest wasn't called Pinhead. It was an androgynous female leaning
or whatever.
Female leaning being. And so this is sticking with Clive Barker's work.
Right there.
Like this is sticking with it. And Jamie Clayton did a great job, I thought. The aesthetic of the Cenobites was fantastic in that movie. I know mine's upstairs on my shelf with my NECA.
It's one of the few that I'm just like meh about.
The whole series or that particular entry? Oh, I love the Hellraisers. Yeah,
I do too. I'm getting. I found a new tattoo artist, so I'm gonna get my my pinhead sleeve still over here.
It's still gonna be Doug Bradley. See, the thing is that I did like her. I can't remember the
Jamie Clayton.
Jamie Clayton. I did like her performance. I did like that movie, but when Clive Barker made a film adaptation of his own book, he chose Doug Bradley. So regardless of what's in the book, which is not, I have the book, it's not 100% exactly explained. It's very loose.
Right.
The visual representation that Clive Barker chose was Doug Bradley. So I see people, and then he stayed with that character.
Yeah, he was it.
Like as soon as Kane Hodder left, when Kane Hodder wasn't in Freddy vs. Jason, I love Freddy vs. Jason, but when he wasn't in it, I was like, oh man. And that's just Jason. Never mind Pinhead, who does have dialogue and has a more physical presence. So, but I still like Jamie Clayton, and I did like that movie. Anyways, and I've seen it a few times, and it's not. I'm waiting for it to come out on 4K or something. But it's just
I didn't like any of the characters in it except for I like the Cenobites. I like the main villain, the rich guy.
Yeah, he's good.
Like, what was what did we just watch?
We watched it with the video game movie, the Kill All Night, Until Dawn. That was what she was in that. She was better in that. I liked her in that one.
I was like, I just want you to die.
No,
like, you're so boring. I just want you to die. Like, just die.
When
like her brother died, I'm like, no, kill her.
No, your Pete is so mean. Okay. When I first saw it, I didn't like. I thought she was kind of whatever, but then I watched it and I was like, I kind of like this girl. She has, you know what? She looks like an interesting person. She looks like unique. Like when I saw her in that movie, I can't forget her entire, and then she looks the same in Until Dawn. There's something like just physically that I'm finding. I'm not saying like she's hot or something. I'm just saying like there's something appealing about her in a horror movie for some reason in my mind. So if you don't like, I'm not going to fight for her. Like,
no, it's not. I didn't like her in that role. It's not that I.
No, she is kind of boring.
I just like the actress. It was just that character to me. I was just like, man. And I'm not saying like Kirsty was the best in the first and second one, but I like her more than I like that girl.
Oh,
but
I agree with that.
I have Hellraiser. What is it? 3 through 9,000 on DVD, but I've got the original 2 on VHS. VHS.
I got the original VHS for the first 2.
Yep, those are.
I think I have 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I got 4 in VHS, but I know I have 1, 2, and 3. Hellraiser 2 is this going to be?
They hated horror movies.
They don't like horror movies.
They're the ones.
I've read there's been a bunch of horror movies that they gave a review and then decided to redo that review because they just didn't like the genre. And you got a half-ass kind of Siskel and Ebert rating just because they were like, we can't trash them all because we hate them.
Right.
They liked Halloween 1. I remember Ebert's review for Phantasm 2 made it sound awesome because I read his review. I was like, wow, I'm like, you didn't like this? Like, you're making it sound like he's like, all it is death and evil. And I was like, wow, this sounds awesome. Right? It's the reverse. It's the reverse. Like, that's great.
Me and Trina reviewed the whole Phantasm series, I think 2 years ago. I love those movies, even the bad ones like Ravager, because you could see Angus Scram was just like on the way out. But those movies, awesome. It was cobbled together from like leftover footage. And you said you got to watch that, J-Man,
no, I saw 4.
4.
So I've met Reggie Bannister at a separate screening, but then I saw 4 at the premiere with Angus Scrim sitting in front of me. And then Don Coscarelli was there. And then I found out that I was taller than Angus Scrim. That was and I'm not that tall. And Pete's way taller than I am. And I was like, oh, that's disappointing. But anyways, he was absolutely awesome. And those guys were like, they were signing my VHS copies. This is back in the day where we would go to this theater downtown Toronto that played these old movies and get these actors there. Everything's free. You don't pay for anything. Autographs, photos. As soon as this convention circuit, I was like, you got to pay. I remember like CJ Graham, free autograph photo, Kane Hodder, everything's free. The only person I had to pay for was Betsy Palmer. And I remember in line, and I'm like, oh, Betsy Palmer's charging money. I'm like, what? And I was like, oh crap. I'm like, do I have any? I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, it's $20. I'm like, oh man. I was like, oh, but it's Betsy Palmer. But my name is Jason. So she hugged me and we got a great picture for hugging me. So I was like, it was worth $20, but prior to that, all free.
Yeah.
Night of the Creeps, the director, even the crutches guy,
Yeah,
the guy in the crutches, free autograph. Like they're all their pictures. Like they just talked to you. It wasn't a big deal at all. And then all of a sudden the conventions came in. You're like, what's happening?
Now they're rushing you in and rushing you out to get the next one for their picture. Yeah. We just did one down in Philly, and we met what's her name? Some Walking Dead people. And we had Abraham,
Michael Cudlitz.
And you're in and out.
Right.
They made it a point to be like welcome you, get you in here, and you got a moment with them, but the handlers are there just like, okay, and I will give him credit. They he was like, I think I blinked, bring it back, get the picture right. See, we got the great picture. But it was just,
those photos.
How much money for to get pushed into a camera and then pushed out?
There's a horror fest in, I believe it's Louisville this weekend, and I didn't know about it till it was too late, and I would have paid the money just so that I could walk in and get a picture with Dee Wallace.
She's going to be at Frightmare, which I'm going to be going. Yeah, if you go on Sunday, I'll give you the tip. If you go on a Sunday, there's hardly anybody. I spoke to Felicia Rose, the governor, the guy who played the governor in
David Morris. David
Morris. I like him from Doctor Who. He's a Doctor Who guy. Right. He's a Doctor Who guy. Yeah. Yep. The twins from Nightmare 4. The girl from Nightmare 4. Like all these people, I talked to each of them 15 minutes minimum. Everyone from Terrifier, the director, the girl, like Lauren. I spoke so long that it was like I've got to go meet other people. Like I had to cut off the time. I'm sorry, I got to go meet Keith David. I miss Keith David because I was talking so long. My buddy's like, we're done. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. So if you go on a Sunday, afternoon-ish where they're winding it down.
Yeah. Better.
There's nobody. There's nobody. Even the Saw people, you can talk for, they were a bit more busier. Maybe you only get 5 minutes, but literally some of the smaller ones, like everyone from Friday 13th Final Chapter was there. Fucking 15 minutes. And it's like, dude, I gotta go. I got limited time. I gotta cut the guy off. I'm sorry, I can't talk to you anymore. I gotta go.
Right. Chris, you'll hear Chris often say, I saw that movie much too young. That was me in Phantasm.
Yeah,
I saw Phantasm at the drive-in on a first release.
Oh my god, that's awesome! That must have been the greatest thing ever because that's a weird. You want to really what is happening in this movie right now?
Right. I'm sitting in the back of the car with my chin on this like this, watching while my brother-in-law and my brother were dead asleep in the front seat.
Oh
yeah.
When he picks up that coffin, that's pretty awesome. You're like, holy shit! What the heck?
Yeah, I saw Phantasm. It was my first horror movie. Gave me recurring nightmares that have lasted into, I'm in my 40s now. Every now and then I'll get one, and it's right back in there to where it scary as hell as a kid, but it welcomed me into. I like being afraid sometimes, and have a movie that would carry with you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nothing like horror.
I saw Phantasm 2 off TV, and I didn't know what it was, and I never saw part 1. It was when they were breaking in and making the guns, and he puts the two guns. And I thought, oh, this looks cool. So I stayed up and watched the rest of the movie, and I'm like, that's the ending. What the hell is this? And this is at the time. There's no internet. There's nothing. I'm like, what is this? So I had to find a TV guide. I tried to go find an old TV guide to input. What day was that again? I was like, oh, Phantasm 2. Phantasm 2? Wait, there's a part 1 to this? Oh my god. And my grandfather drove me around to every video store till we found one where the owner would sell me the VHS tape. I don't rent movies. I go to the owner and said, I want to buy this. It's like, it'll be $50. I don't care. I'll pay it.
Take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And we come from a generation of having to do actual research.
Yep.
I saw Army of Darkness, didn't know what Evil Dead was. I just because it wasn't around anywhere. And I went backwards. And when I found Evil Dead 2, my buddy was calling me. He's calling me from the payphone at the mall. Hey, this store has a used copy of Evil Dead 2. I was like, fucking don't move. Go back in the store, hold it in your hand, and I'm running to the mall right now to go get it. I ran to go get it while he's holding it for me so no one else takes it. This is how desperate we were to get these movies. Now it's like a download in 2 seconds, or it's on TV or something.
Over.
That's how, you know, it's like how we all started running horror movies. It's like you walk around the video store, the grocery store, the convenience store that rented them back in the day, and you looked at the box art.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was obsessed like with the box art for the Friday the 13th movies, because especially the first one, it was just like, wait, what is this? It's like, okay, summer camp horror. And then, like I said, I didn't see the first one until I was like 15. I watched, you know, 6 was my introduction to it. And then I went backward and started watching them with my mom, and she's explaining everything. And then I was like 15. We rented the first one. She's like, you want to watch it? I'm like, yeah. She goes, and I'm watching it. I'm like, well, where the hell? She goes, Jason's not in. Jason's not in this. I'm like, until the end. She didn't tell me about the jump scare. And I'm like, what? And it's like, okay, so that's supposed to be Jason. She's like, yeah. She goes, and then it leads into the rest of them. And then, you know, because like I was like, well, shit, what part 5? I watched part 5. I'm like, well, that's not. She goes, no, it wasn't. I'm like, and you put it together, it's the ambulance driver. It's like, oh shit. And then he comes back in 6, and then Manhattan I saw in the theater. I was 9 years old. My cousin was 11, and we snuck into the movie theater.
You guys are just so old.
got to see the whole fucking thing. And that was the first. And then I saw Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X and Freddy vs. Jason in the 2009 one in the theater. I wish I could have seen more of the Paramount, because I'm a Paramount like purist.
So I'm going to ask a question right now. I'm getting ready to pull. This is my oldest son's name, Stefan. How much do we really like Elm Street 3 when we're going to spend half the time talking about every movie other than Elm Street 3?
I know we got completely sidetracked.
Good movies here, and he's talking, and that catchy tune bring us back.
he did that to me one day during the show, and I went, "Oh shit." And I had to stop and go, I think you're right.
I can answer that. I'll tell you the problem. The problem is we all love it.
Exactly.
So we can sit here for 90 minutes and reminisce about how amazing it was. And I saw it at this age, and I saw it at this age, and this gave me nightmares, and I love this part, and I love this part. And we're all going to say it's a great movie and one of the best horror movies, and it's a great sequel. And So that makes it less interesting, right? if it's 2-on-2, or I hated it, you loved it, or I loved it, then that makes it more engaging. But to bring it back, I've been watching it while we've been. So this stream is usually about 88 minutes or whatever, Pete.
Yep.
And this movie is slightly longer, but you know, if you take off the credits, it's like a 90. It's very brisk. Mm-hmm. Like I like where
it moves.
Yeah, it doesn't have the sequel. What Christopher Reeve said this. Was it Christopher Reeve? He said sequelitis or whatever. Where it's like, oh yeah, everyone's back, and okay, we're just doing it. It's like new concepts, opening up the world. Getting down to business. We know who Freddy is. We know what he's capable of. We know how this works. Let's start introducing the new ideas as fast as possible. Bring Nancy back. That gives a connection to the other film, so that you're like, oh yes, that girl. Okay, good. She's gonna be able to help them. It moves along. There is a kill every certain amount of minutes. You know, it's not Friday 13 Part 5, which has one every like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, still very good pacing. And then the story moves in a logical way where you're never thinking what's happening now. Like I feel like some of these movies have overthought themselves. Like I forgot, even on Until Dawn, I paused it. I'm like, wait, what is happening? Like, where's the sister? Like they're supposed to say, like, I remember it's like, they're supposed to say the sister. I'm like, is that happening in this movie or what? But this is like one after another, like perfect pacing. Because there is a perfect pace. You shouldn't be too long. You shouldn't be too short, because then you feel cheated. This has everything going for it.
They gave us great kills.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us great laughs.
Right amount of humor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. That's exactly where I was going. You know, and even though we're watching a third part, right, of a horror movie, the actors were good.
Oh yeah.
You know, they played their roles well. Who knew that Arquette could scream the way she could? I mean, you know, this was her first role, but man, she had that scream, that scream queen scream down. You know, as J-Man had said earlier, you know, we were talking about, and he was talking about how, you know, there were certain every character had their arc. Every character, even though the arc may have been cut short because of the death, we all, as a young man in the theater watching this, every single one of them, I was like, oh man, you bought into it, right? You went into it, and some of the kills were the dungeon master, whatever, right?
Oh,
Whatever.
wheelchair of death or whatever.
But then you got the hands with, or the claws turning into the needles, and it's just this has one or two of my favorite kills, not the absolute favorite. My absolute favorite is actually Johnny Depp in the first one, but this every single one of them, there was something about them that made you go, wow. They're upping the game on themselves because they're allowing us to buy into the dreamscape of it, and that the kills don't have to be, a hockey stick or one of the best Michael kills, a hockey skate to the face, right? They're able to play with the supernatural part of it, and not only make it gross and riveting, but also to make it tongue planted firmly in cheek while they're doing it, right?
And what's your dream power? See, you're watching this and you're going to be thinking, oh, because a lot of times in horror movies you place yourself right now. Depending on where you are in the franchise, you might place yourself as the killer, you might place yourself as the victim, you might place yourself as the final guy or whatever.
Sometimes right?
Sometimes all, yeah, exactly. But in this movie, you're like, oh shit, what would my dream power be? And like that's like the first, as a kid, right after that movie ended, I would have had, you start like, like, I would have had like fucking like chainsaws, and I would have had. It's like, okay, hold on, like but I like that. It's like you start to think, what would my dream power actually be?
Yep.
And what would Freddy use against me that I would have to keep in mind that, he's going to try to use that against me, right? I like that.
Yep.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And we get those great one-liners like, I don't believe in fairy tales. And, taking a guy out.
We talked about that earlier. Yeah, I'm like, you're casting a lightning spell on him. Why are you charging him? That's like every Marvel movie with a faceless henchman with a handgun running at Captain America to shoot him. I'm like, the bullets travel quite rapidly. You don't really have to charge at him, or you don't have to do like the hood where you're throwing the bullets.
You're not. Yeah,
that's not effective.
Going on here.
Wanted. That's they curve if you throw them. No, that's not how the trajectory and the physics of it works.
That's dangerous as hell.
They shot it and curved her. Well, that's not the comic. I didn't like the comic, but separate thing. I'm a comic book guy. So
and not only that, but let's face it. If I'm further away from Captain America when I shoot, if he deflects that bullet, I have a little bit better chance of getting out of the way. Right? Just saying.
Yeah.
What about we got nice Harryhausen tribute a little bit at the end with the skeleton battle. That is so neat. They didn't need to see. Good. I like when a movie is like, let's throw in another, like at that point when you're about, let's say, okay, what are we in now? About an hour in the stream, hour and a bit. So I'm literally exactly on time with the stream. So I'm an hour and 8 minutes into the movie, and now they're going to be getting their powers pretty soon. That's pretty fast, but they keep throwing in little extra things. Like, that was cool. A little extra fight at the end. You didn't need to throw that in. Like, if that didn't happen, it wouldn't have made the movie worse. You just were like, this was an awesome movie, but they throw it in. And
it was
so cool.
Fighting.
Listen, that skeleton was doing pretty good. He was tough. He's like a video game final boss or whatever.
Right. I also like the fact that they were fighting, basically fighting Freddy on two different planes.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the first time we really see Freddy in the waking world, right?
Yeah. In this form, at least. Yeah. With his,
so I was like, that's pretty cool. That was pretty cool the way they did it.
And that's what shows that he's stronger in this one than he's been.
Soul. So they added that too. As he kills, he levels up.
Yeah,
he's got all of the faces. That was neat too, right?
Bringing that with him, it really explains itself. Why is he so powerful? Why is he able to? And all those the souls of children.
That was
coming
good.
with him. That's a wild move.
So
finding his bones in a '59 caddy. Come on.
Yeah,
that is neat.
Yeah.
Is he a freaking Highlander? He's out here like doing a quickening every time he offs
Yeah.
a kid. He's like, ah! Yeah, he also it's like, yeah, he's Freddie McLeod of the Clown McLeod. Like, what?
I'm a white Scottish
Except the problem is there can only be one, and this kid's like, what?
Egyptian god something. I don't know how they worked that out, but it was Sean Connery, so what?
Right.
Well, and they did kill him in a good way. Like Friday 6 has a great way, return Jason to the ocean. That's the best way to, in my opinion, that's the best of the movies to defeat him. In this one, this is awesome because they didn't really defeat him in part 1. Part 2's weird. You're like, they're driving the bus at the end, like, okay, so he's clearly not defeated. In this one, he's defeated in a way that makes sense for the movie you're in. So you're in this supernatural movie. So obviously, if demons exist, then God exists. So we can use that.
The
if
holy
we give
water.
him a proper burial.
The younger generation, Sam and Dean told you.
Sam and Dean. Season 400 or whatever they're on.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, when they threw the holy water, I remember as a kid, when it came and it's like, and it busted him open. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then he spins and they throw it on him again. It's like, oh.
That horrible green light special.
Yeah.
I thought that was so neat, man.
It's like, oh, what a world. What a world.
The Wicked Witch can take Freddy down, that's for sure. She's a badass.
But the funny part is watching that in the theater for the time. I was like, yeah.
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, but now
it's pretty,
I didn't think it didn't look that bad.
It wasn't horrible.
Ingenuity. They're trying. They're bringing you things. There is stop motion. There is optical effect. There's every kind of effect there. Okay, I love the Friday 13th movies. Let's face it. The first one, it's just practical makeup effects. Those are the stars. This one, there's so many things because besides makeup effects, there's all these other optical effects and all this other stuff they got to do. There's a lot going on in this movie for it's part 3.
Right.
Like they're not phoning it in. I mean, this is crazy, right? Like,
they ran out of the money, I think, in the beginning, and then they ran out of money at the end.
Yeah.
Like it was pushing the boundaries on what they could do.
Yep. I thought they did great with it. I really do. Like I said, the special effects, especially, practical. I like my effects in screen. So, man, what a fantastic job they did.
I mean, the snake's face, even when he comes up and he's like talking like, shit, this is like fucking awesome. I'm watching it now. Like,
and the claymation puppet.
Yeah.
That was
so cool.
That freaked me out watching his face form into Freddy and he drops the knives out. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. So well done. So well done.
Yep. Taryn's about to die.
I'm watching right now. So Taryn is in Jake's ball here. We're in sync on the movies. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, she was great, man. I kind of felt, I think because she had such a real world issue on top of the supernatural issue of the dreams, but also a real world issue.
Yeah.
I felt a little bit extra sad for her. Plus that guy, I think the movie wanted you to, because that orderly was really mean to her in the very beginning and very, very weird. And you're like, okay, so they wanted you to buy into that character a little bit more. So it's a little bit more sad. And Freddy, Freddy's still an ass. The problem is I love the part 4. He becomes a superhero basically, where you're cheering him on because he's just become the hero of this series. Here, he's not yet the protagonist. Because Nancy's there and John Saxon, you got these other characters. He hasn't become the protagonist yet. So you're kind of like, fuck you, buddy. Like at some points, I'm like, you know what? F you. Because I'm always, after part 4 or 5, you're cheering for Freddy because you're he's cool.
I think I think the thing that with Taryn that affected so well in the movie, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember watching it in the theater originally and literally thinking to myself, oh my God, she's finally got her life in order just to have this happen to her.
Yep.
And to me, that was like it was like a smack. It was like a kick. The proverbial kick in the gut. Because you really felt like, hey, she's finally got control of her life. she's gonna beat this thing, and then for him to kill her in that way by basically forcing an overdose on her was just like,
yeah.
All right,
that was rough.
I know it was just a movie, but man, it was kind of tough.
Well, I'll pass you a tissue through this.
Thank you. Oh man, if I'd have had one, that would have been a cool.
That would have been awesome. The Wizard Kid's about to get nailed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, here comes the wheelchair of death.
Well, we got all the representation in, so that's good. We checked all the boxes.
Yeah.
Well,
So
see,
good.
and that's so funny that they make a point about that in movies now, because if you look back at the 80s, it's like
Yeah, they were doing it.
they were already doing it, and it's like a movie like this. And we all pretty much saw this as like kids or like, you know, teenagers or young adults, whatever. It's funny because it didn't matter. Like I love Blade. Like Blade's one of my favorite fucking vampires. And I'm like, it never once made a difference to me that it was Wesley Snipes, because I thought Wesley Snipes was cool because like I saw White Men Can't Jump and all that shit first and Passenger 57. And I'm like, oh shit, now he's Blade. Like that's one of my favorite characters, you know? And it never made a difference. He was a black guy. I was just like, you don't look at him like that. You just look at like the character himself. You know, like I cosplayed as Nick Fury and not the David Hasselhoff version, you know,
which I liked.
Yeah. I didn't do blackface or anything. I had the goatee, I had the gimmick on, I had like the holster and everything, the leather coat, you know, the eye patch. Like that was like, I was like, I like that variation because I like the aesthetic of that character. It doesn't make a difference. And it's the same thing with these horror movies. It's like you had like anybody, oh, you're a misogynist about these horror movies. They kill women all the time. Like, yeah, but they got final girls. Like, what? That's like I used to laugh when Siskel and Ebert were like, "Well, this is sexist and all that." I'm like, the freaking protagonist of every movie, every goddamn slasher is usually a female who's like a badass who has to use her fucking intellect to outsmart this supernatural or like insane maniac killer to come out in the end, you know, and give the audience, send them home happy. So I'm like, what is wrong? I think that's a pretty good portrayal of a strong female in a movie without being ham-fisted about it.
Hollywood action films and horror films will never have, Sigourney Weaver.
No,
they just don't.
And that makes Nancy's death in this like that much bigger. I mean, it's because she is the one that's supposed to survive. You know, you think it's a given. Anybody else is going to die, and her coming up where she doesn't look so good, and there's a reason for that, and she's gone. You're just like, no, she's supposed to survive. So it's weird when you're rooting for a character that way, and then they portray it as, you know, sexploitation or whatever towards it. Maybe behind the scenes could be going on, but on screen, we're happy to see a badass chick, you know, trying to make it and making it succeeding. So
and Nancy was not being pushed around.
No,
she's totally in control of what's going on.
Well, she pulled the director aside and said, "Listen, mister, I don't know who you think you are, but this cast of characters are not to be treated this way." And she turned the whole set around because she put her foot down and said, "Listen." Yeah, I thought when I heard that whole story about how she stepped up to control, I was like, "There you go, that's awesome."
I wanted to address Just Joe's comment about the one-liners. You know what? This is the difference, Joe. The difference is that in this movie, the one-liners are directed towards the characters in order to bring about their fear and their death, whereas future installments are directed towards the audience to trigger an emotional response, a laughter or you know, zing, you know, whatever. So there is a subtlety to it, and I do agree with you that this is the turning point movie. At this point now, the franchise, it's a franchise, it's big, everyone knows Freddy. Now we need more audience, right? And to get more audience, you gotta lower the ratings, you gotta tone it down a little bit, make it a bit more fun.
And Freddy's now showing up on talk shows as Freddy. And,
right.
And
I know. Yeah.
And that was the point where I really, truthfully and honestly, 3's where I kind of stopped, because everything after that, I was just like, I tried, but I was like,
I love part 4 though.
Well, you know what? I'm going to give you part 4, and I will, but it's not the same.
It's not the same, but Alice is one of my favorite final girls, getting all of the powers into one character and then using martial arts to beat the crap out of them.
Right.
Defeating him with the mirror is absolutely ridiculous, considering he's been through so much damage in the other movies. That's like super stupid. But anyways, she is awesome. And the fact that she becomes like, you know, she's kind of the ugly duckling or the meek small girl. And then she's the only character that has a full transformation into a badass. And when she's putting on the shit, she's doing the nunchucks, like, this is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
And they played it. They played that movie about 7,000 times on Turner movies, or like literally 7,000 times. It was on every day forever. So I've seen it 100 times.
Turner, you probably can find it on there even today.
Probably. Well, yeah, and it's easy to edit.
Yeah.
I don't even think there was nudity in that movie.
Was that
I don't think so. I think that's where they went without. I mean, that's where it changed from the normal 80s slasher of boobies and knives, boobies and blades.
Yeah, so see, very playable. So a lot of kids, a lot of my friends who weren't into going and renting the old horror movies, they would. So I'm 48 years old. You can do the math.
I'm right with you. 48.
40, okay, so yeah, so my buddies were like, "Oh yeah, Nightmare 4," because that's what they watched on TV. My mom was very loose, like I can watch whatever I want. And my video store was 5 movies, $5, 5 days. So I'd go and rent everything, like every horror movie I could even like imagine. And you'd get a lot of, cheesy ones, but you get a few good ones. But anyway, so, it was cool. Part 4 was on all the time. So then all my friends knew that. And then part 5 was the child thing. And then because the 3D of part 6, everyone's like, we got to go see this 3D one. I was like, this is the dumbest movie ever. We'll pull them out of the dream. You already tried that. Did you watch any of the other movies before you made this? Like, what happened?
They're like, nah.
No, we'll pull them out of the dream. It's like, you did that in part 1. Like, literally.
We'll try that.
What other movies?
Yeah.
Simpsons,
Buffalo 29. Yeah, that's Sean and I's channel. It was Nightmare 3. Yeah, but Nightmare 3 was edited, though, Sean. The nudity was definitely... I remember the edits. Actually, Pete, you basically almost did the edit. Like, that was what we would have...
version.
Yeah. That almost was the TV version. And it's not like Big Lebowski's TV version where it's a funny movie on its own because they changed every line. But anyway,
here's Nancy. We were talking about Nancy's death scene. Here's that right here.
Oh, let's see. See, no one-liner there. Nothing funny. That was legit.
Die.
F you turning into John Saxon, which is, you should never do that. That's not nice. And then killing her, that was brutal. Like that's an F you, Fred. Like that pissed me off. It's like, you know what? Screw you, Freddy. Like you're a cool character, but what the shit?
Right.
I was like, oh, it's Heather Langenkamp. She's back. She's going to live through this. Like, I remember seeing it the first time because, like I said, I saw this one first. Then I'm like, oh, she dies. And then going back and watching part 1, and you get like the rest of her story there. Like, I was bummed she wasn't in the second one.
Yeah, me too.
She survived. I was like, oh, she should be back.
I fully expected her and Patricia Arquette to walk off together. That's
yes,
that's what I expect.
They subvert your expectations in a good way, not in a Last Jedi way.
I was gonna say not the Rian Johnson way.
In Freddy 2, it was almost like the house is haunted versus it's Freddy. You see, I understand
that's sort of what moved into the old house, or it was the premise of it. So.
The diary or the book. So it's like, they didn't really know exactly. I don't think they knew exactly what to do. Like, what would you like? Nightmare 1 is kind of a weird movie, and it ends just like Phantasm. It ends in an ambiguous way. You're like, oh, what? And then make part 2. What am I supposed to do here? Like,
these came out in quick succession too. 1 was 84, 2 was 85. Yeah,
so
and then
a year or two apart between them.
87 was 3, and then it was like 88, 89.
Oh, then it's fast. Then it becomes fast. These suckers, because they're
them out.
Yeah, they were just getting them out before they even had a chance to make their money on the VHS market back then. I mean, they weren't. These weren't. They never went Charles Band and went full moon and just straight to video at the.
They made 47 Puppet Master movies.
Oh,
right.
I own them all, man. I think 2 years ago, I was like, I'm cracking down. I'm getting them all. I'm going to figure this out. I had like 7 screens open. It was like hacking into the government. I'm like, okay, I've got all my screens. Okay, wait. Oh shit. Wait, there was a sequel to that one. That's like an offshoot. Oh crap. Okay.
Yeah. For me personally, after you got past 3, right? So 3 was great. Of course, 4 was not bad. But that's where the turn started to make. Once you got to 5, you got Richard Pryor on Superman.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, that's where the franchise went for me. I mean,
even though I love part Superman 3. Just because you happen to mention it in the posters right there.
Right, but you understand what I'm saying, though. It was ridiculous. I mean, and then next thing you know, you're going to have Freddy, fighting the nuclear guy and taking all the nukes.
Right. Oh, that's a great movie too. So I know.
All right, guys, I think I got to go now.
Christopher Reeve, Superman. That's my favorite thing in the world. So yeah, I love them all.
I give you respect. I give you respect for that.
Yeah.
I think you understood my point. Right?
I definitely understood your point.
Okay.
Yeah, it got away from itself, and the problem is that the problem is that because of Part 4's playability and rewatchability, there became a new audience where it's like now we've got this audience who's wanting this kind of thing. It's like it's an offshoot, right? You're like, hey, whoa, this is not really what Nightmare was really all about. Oh, but I like this and this. We love Freddy. And that's why when New Nightmare came in, they made fun of that, saying, oh, look at the kids in the audience. Like, they love Freddy. Yeah, my son wants to be, my kid's going to be Freddy at Halloween. And you're like, okay, so that was an attempt to at least bring it back, which New Nightmare. That's why I think in the very beginning, we mentioned 7 as sort of 1, 3, 7 as sort of the highlights, and 7 because we can't bring it back because we're too far gone, but we can poke fun of it,
rein it in a little bit.
Yeah. Let's say that Freddy just came to life, right?
I mean, come on. Yeah, that's the sweater, the hat, the face. It's sold. I mean, no matter what you put it on, it was going to sell. So they jumped on that train hard.
Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street 3 opened at the box office on February 27th, 1987 to $8.8 million and would go on to a total worldwide of $44,793,222. Not too shabby for a third
what's
entry.
the budget on that?
What was the budget?
A fraction. 4.3 to 4 points.
Yeah. I was thinking it was somewhere around 4 million, 4.5, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so 10 times budget. That's I mean, that's
I don't know about y'all, but I'd take that kind of turnaround.
Yeah, that'll cover your production costs and everything else. So
well, they can make another 2 movies out of that's Saw cost whatever $1 million. They put it out. It's like, oh, it made X millions and millions. They're like, well, we can make 10 more with just this money, right? Like
right.
And they're all awesome, but anyways, that's a different
horror is a very profitable business to get into. Even when you go on and you get into your 4th and 5th and 6th entries, the law of diminishing returns is always going to take hold. But still, you're spending $1 million to $2 million and you're making 30-40 million. It doesn't matter if you made 4 million less because you're still making more. Yeah, you're still did 4 million. I didn't see.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Then a bust would still cover your cost.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It made 49 million on 6 point. So it made 49 million on 6.5 budget.
Yeah.
So they increased the budget a little bit.
There's no reason to quit while they were way ahead.
No.
So that's doing even better because even other franchises don't really. Get usually your first one's gonna probably be your best one. Maybe you might get a Terminator 2 every so often and be like, holy shit, but
right.
Well,
too often.
And to touch on what Joe just said, and they're making the money because they actually are good movies.
Yeah, I've seen them all now. I'll watch whatever. I'm not a big ghosts person, so I actually like the nun ones the best because she looks cool. I just go by whoever looks cool. I want a toy. Like I like the nun toy, so I'm like she looks good. I'm like, okay, if I can buy a Funko Pop or something, then that's the. You can't buy the Conjuring guys.
If you guys haven't seen it, I recommend Weapons. I thought Weapons was very fun.
I saw we were supposed to. Well, I don't know. Are we still doing it?
We'll reschedule Weapons. Then we'll probably do that one next week.
You have to like a slow burn because it is, but man, the payoff is worth it.
I've seen that and Barbarian, and I thought they were both okay. I do like both halves of the movie. I wish the first half of the second movie was more like the second half, and the first half was more like the last half, and then they were 2 separate movies. But anyways, putting them both together is fun. And the ending of Weapons is absolutely hilarious beyond comparison. Is the damn funniest. I cried my eyes. It was awesome.
There's people who don't know, so let's.
I won't spoil it. The ending is definitely awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching that one.
Yeah.
So do we even need to score this? I mean,
10 out of 10.
I want you guys to go ahead and give.
Can we do something fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to share a screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and we are going to put. Okay, so for those of you who are watching right now who've never seen one of our shows, Chris and I did this thing where we put a movie on what we call our shit list, right?
Okay.
Sometimes hysterical, intentionally tasteless movie list. Once it hits the list, it is not allowed to be moved. It has to stay
Disclaimer: our list is shit, but we're sticking with it.
The real reason we call it the shit list is because we look at it and go, "Oh shit, we did that." But that
Zombievers, no regrets.
yeah. But that being said, Chris and I both get an ace card that we get to keep, get to use once a year. So this is our shit list. Greatest horror film of all time, Chris and I would tell you, is The Thing. And so what we want to do is we want to look at the list here. Now, keep in mind that these movies are not necessarily, there are better movies lower in the list than there are higher, right? This is how fun is this and how much rewatchability does this movie have, right?
For us, because there's many that disagree, and that they're entitled to that, but it's our list. So
that being said, Zombievers is our benchmark, right? That's what Chris and I always talk about, because Zombievers is a much better movie than most people give it credit for. Would you put this one above or below Zombievers, Pete?
Yes.
J-Man.
I've not seen that movie, but it's definitely. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's probably better.
I didn't say better. I said more fun. Chris,
No, it's definitely more
what
fun.
is your opinion?
It's more fun. I would think.
Chris, what is your opinion?
yeah, this is my favorite Freddy movie. Freddy was my favorite slasher. It's better than Zombievers for me, man.
Okay,
and this does a lot because Zombievers is a benchmark.
I already know where I want to put this movie, so I'm just going to go there now. What would you guys say on this one being right about Return of the Living Dead, Shaun of the Dead, Tucker and Dale area?
Those are all good. I would say Nightmare 3. Okay, so definitely Tucker better, or more fun than Tucker and Shaun. And that is that Return of the Living Dead Part 1. Oh, that's a good movie.
The first one. Yeah,
that's tough. I would say yes because it's Freddy. And Return of the Living Dead is still a zombie thing, and I really like Return of the Living Dead Part 3 a lot. So I think it would be more, because Freddy is a more fun character than and it's just more zombies, even though it's an awesome movie. It has Linnea Quigley.
But this movie, but you got to keep in mind now, Return of the Living Dead is also the movie that gave us fast zombies, that gave us the whole brain trope. It all was born in that movie.
Yeah,
and let's face it was hilariously fun too.
It is super fun.
What would you say?
All right, so I've never seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And
it's hilarious.
And I've owned it for 10 years, and I've never got a chance to watch it.
It's like a short movie, dude. You could watch it.
This is one
my wife, who hates horror movies, has seen that movie like 3 times with me. She loves it.
It's really fun. Yeah,
it's a fun movie.
So I can't really gauge that one, but Shaun of the Dead and Return of the Living Dead, like, I love the Return of the Living Dead, like Part 1 and Part 2 are fucking awesome. We're doing a watch party for 3 Thursday.
I love both, but anyway,
I'm thinking I would probably put this one. I would have to put this one ahead of Return of the Living Dead and Shaun of the Dead, just because it's Freddy and he's more recognizable to me. I like his humor. While I do love Shaun of the Dead, I've watched that movie a million times. They used to play that on Comedy Central all the time. But I would put it just ahead of Return of the Living Dead.
Okay, so if you're going to put it in front of Return of the Living Dead, are you going to put it in front of American Werewolf in London?
Oh,
that's a good movie too. And now you're getting into
the weeds there. I haven't seen American Werewolf in London in forever.
I
That's
mean,
one
it's incredible. Like,
Chris, this is your channel as much as mine. What would you say?
Yeah, I honestly, it's in the right company with Tucker and Dale, Shaun of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead.
Okay,
It can't go ahead of American Werewolf in London for me because that's just the nostalgia portion of it. I love Werewolf, so I'd be either or on either side of Return of the Living Dead. For
that
me.
right there is where I would
You're
put
right
it.
there.
That's for me. That's
I'm
where
happy
I
with
I think I could go to sleep and not have bad dreams if it stays there. I think I can make it.
And that's
Yeah.
high praise coming for this shit list.
Yeah, high praise. I will tell you if you so there are some movies on here that are in our top 10, which are not necessarily they're there for an exact reason. And if you guys have not seen Godzilla -1, it literally is in our top 5 for a particular reason. That movie is fantastic. So if you haven't seen
This
it,
is a film in itself.
I own every Godzilla movie on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and I have a figure or a doll or toy of every Godzilla. I have the Shogun Warriors Godzilla from childhood. I've seen I saw that. That was the first thing I saw when you popped on screen. I have seen every Godzilla movie minimum like 5-6 times easy, including the shit ones, which are not shit. They're great.
Yep. So what we do, gentlemen, is when we're finished here, we will tell you to take the shit list off the screen, please.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Go to
And it's locked in, so we can't once we leave it,
Okay,
we can't do anything with it. Right? It stays there.
Freddy's in.
What we've done is, like I said, Chris gets an ace card. I get an ace card. We both knew that Zombievers was way too low on our list, so we agreed to use our ace card last year to move it up. And so it started over in January. So we both have one. So if something happens that he has the ability to go, hey, I'm playing my ace card. I'm putting this. Okay. Right. So
I have the ability. I mean, Alan used his ability and I was like, that's fine. I'm good with moving Zombievers up because zombies getting into nuclear waste and becoming little furry death machines in bathtubs is awesome.
So I've never seen that. Out of that, I think I either seen or own everything on your list there, except for that one you just mentioned.
Well, I will tell you the fun part about Zombievers is it's shot like a big Hollywood film. It looks great on camera, and the first time you see the Zombievers, they're a hand puppet.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I'll borrow it from the library.
Yeah, I need to see that one again too, Jay. I haven't seen that one probably in about 7, 8 years, I think. That came out about 10, 11 years ago, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sean, I'll message me after, Sean. I'll get it for you. And
I feel it's my Canadian duty to watch.
I know we're both Canadian,
Absolutely.
Welcome to the stream, Like tonight, we're talking Nightmare 3, It's a beauty.
So if while we're on the subject, thank you, by the way, gentlemen, for your input and helping us put that on our shit list. That being said, I'd like to take a minute to do some shameless plug, if that's okay.
Yes, absolutely, man.
Chris and I are every Thursday night, this week being the exception because we decided to come here, but every Thursday night we do movie reviews, and at the end of the show we spin the wheel of terror, which has over 100 horror films on it. That tells us what we're reviewing for the week, so we let fate decide. We always put our movies on our shit list after we review them. And right now, as it stands, Chris and I are in the process also of doing a fun thing where we're putting out horror vignettes. They're little short stories. They're 10 to 15 minutes long. And we're putting out at least minimally one a week. Chris has one that he has written himself that'll be coming out next week. I'm putting the final touches on that one now. These are our stories. They are AI assisted stories. They are all kinds of fun stuff. And everyone who's taking the time to listen to them really enjoyed it. So I would hope that LG would be wonderful and put our information into the chat room so everyone can link to our vitals. Chris, tell everybody about our vitals.
bio.link/graverev. You'll find all the links you can find. They're also in the description of this video right here. We appreciate coming on here. Message us. We had some great suggestions coming through, some comments. We love when people hit all the buttons on YouTube, and there's about another 200 and some movies that were suggested.
Yeah.
That we'll see what's not on the wheel, and it'll probably end up on the wheel. So, reach out to us. We love covering this, and check us out.
And stay spoopy.
Stay spooky.
Thank you guys for coming on. It was a blast
This is
having
awesome,
you
yeah.
back, and we're gonna make sure you come back way sooner than last time.
Would love that. Would love that.
Absolutely. This always a fun time. But one more time, folks, here is our streaming schedule for our watch parties this Thursday. Yep, Return of the Living Dead Part 3, 8:05 Eastern, right here on the channel. Join the panel, as it were. I'm a poet and didn't know it. I didn't even mean to rhyme. But we're going to be watching some zombie stuff on Thursday night, which I love my zombie movies. So that's I'm unapologetic Walking Dead fan. Big fan of the comics. So zombies are in Return of the Living Dead. I've got a review of Part 2 in the horror reviews playlist, which I just added a review of the independent horror film Bad Things Happen Here, which I attended the premiere 2 weeks ago out in Skoda, invited by director Nick Bergman, who's been on the channel. Jay, he's going to come back. He said, I'm done with the movie, done with the premiere. I can sit down and pick a movie to review with you guys. So he's going to pick one and come back on.
That's cool.
Yeah, Nick is super cool. It was a blast. I'm going to do a spoiler review. I just released my spoiler-free review of it and some thoughts, so I'll go in depth on that. And you can get a copy at wendigopictures.com, their website, and it will be available if it's not already on Amazon Prime too. But I suggest getting you a physical copy because physical media is always key to have. That is king. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, our channel members, our brain busters over on patreon.com/wrestling with horror 420. There's the Patreon. It's in the description. It's in the chat right now. Go on over there, sign up, become a brain buster for $2 a month, and subscribe to J-Man. Go over and check out Grave Reviews. Like I said, their link is in the description. We will see you guys right back here on Thursday night for our watch party. I am Pete from Wrestling with Horror. If we don't see you, have a great day. Pleasant tomorrow. We'll catch you on the next one. And remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away.
And as we always say on Grave Reviews, may your nightmares be groovy. Have a great night, everybody.